Hi everyone, I'm Dana and welcome back to Inverter Always. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to install and set up your Intesis Wi-Fi adapter for Daikin products. Specifically, today we're going to be focusing on P1, P2 indoor units, which is all of your VRV indoor units, most of your SkyAir indoor units, and a couple of mini split indoor units as well. All right, let's jump right in. Now, before you get started, there's going to be a couple of things that you're going to want to have ready to go to make this process go as smoothly as possible. The first thing is a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi network. If you're using a 5 gigahertz network, or if you have a meshed network where the 2.4 and 5 gigahertz is combined at your router to make your house go smoother and faster when possible, you're going to need to either disable that or you're going to need to create a dedicated 2.4 gigahertz network. The Intesis Wi-Fi adapters are not compatible with 5 gigahertz or meshed networks. So make sure you have a 2.4 gigahertz network ready to go because you will need to connect these Wi-Fi adapters to that network. The other thing that you're going to need to make sure you have is an email account already set up on your Intesis app. In just a minute, I'm going to be showing you where you can download the app. And once you download the app, the very first thing you're going to want to do is create an account. The email address that you're going to need to have available is going to need to be a personal email. So a Comcast, Gmail, Yahoo, anything like that will work. There often is a problem with business accounts. So if you have an Outlook email account, then you may struggle in creating your profile. So make sure you have some sort of a Gmail, a Yahoo, a Comcast, just any of your personal accounts will work in setting up this profile. To install the Intesis Wi-Fi adapter, it's fairly straightforward. You need to first kill power to the indoor unit. That way we don't short any of the electronics inside the equipment or the Wi-Fi adapter. That would be a bad day. Once power's shut off to the indoor unit, you're going to simply connect the Wi-Fi adapter to the P1, P2 terminal. Now, all of your VRV indoor units have a P1, P2 terminal. Most of your SkyAir units, all but just a couple of models, have P1, P2. And a couple of your mini splits, FDMQ and FFQ indoor units have the P1, P2 terminal. If you have an indoor unit on a mini split or the very few models on SkyAir products that use S21, this Wi-Fi adapter is not going to be compatible. Now, if you do pick up the Wi-Fi adapter from Intesis that plugs directly into S21, which is your mini split version, once you get it installed, the setup process is pretty much the exact same. So if you go ahead and get that installed and then want to refer back to this video for the setup process, that would work no problem. Once the Intesis Wi-Fi adapter is installed on P1, P2 to the indoor unit, you're going to want to make sure that you set the dip switches properly before you power on the indoor unit. Now, there are two versions of the Wi-Fi adapter. There is an older version, which is the version I'm going to be using in this video. It's the version I have at my house. It actually has an external antenna. The newer version has the antenna that's actually built in to the board, so you won't see an external antenna. If you have the older version, you're going to need to make sure to turn the dip switch, switch number 1, to the on position. And that's going to tell the device to use your thermostat for room temperature control. It's also going to display the thermostat's temperature on the app rather than the return air temperature. If you have the newer Wi-Fi adapter, you're going to need to flip switch number 2 to the on position to do the same thing. Now, most of the time, you're not going to need any other switches changed. But in the event that you do, it's going to be important that you refer to the installation instructions so that you turn on or off the correct switches. Once your dip switches are set appropriately, go ahead and power on your indoor unit. If you have the older Wi-Fi adapter, just double check and make sure that the antenna is plugged in to your Wi-Fi adapter. That way you have a proper connection to the Wi-Fi router during the setup process. Also, as a helpful note, you're going to want to make sure the face of the antenna is facing towards the router. That's going to give you the optimal connection for best performance. Once you power up your indoor unit, you should see a blinking green light that will eventually turn into a solid green light on your Wi-Fi adapter. Once you see the solid green light, this is an indication that the Wi-Fi adapter is ready to be configured for your Wi-Fi network. Now, before we actually configure the Wi-Fi adapter onto your local network, you're going to need to go into the app and you're going to need to set up an account. The app that you're going to download is called the AC Cloud. Basically, if you just type in HMS or Intesis AC Cloud, the app will pop up in the store. You want to go ahead and download this app. And when you open the app, you're going to go down and click on the login option. When you click on login, because you don't have an account created yet, you need to click on the register option at the bottom. When you register, you're going to need to create a username followed by your first and last name. You're going to also need to create a password and you're going to need to type in your email. Right here, this is where it's critical that you type in a personal email account, such as a Comcast, a Gmail, a Yahoo, something like that. If you type in at outlook.com or at yourbusinessname.com, there's a very likely chance that that account email that they are going to send you, that Intesis will send you to verify your account, is not going to make it through the company's firewall. We've learned this the hard way. So make sure that you're using a personal email. If you do this correctly, then you will immediately receive an email. Go to your email and click on the verification link. Once you're verified, your phone or tablet or device will automatically take you to the website. Don't worry about the website. Go back to the app. Now that you're back to the app, don't log in yet. Now we're going to click on the device configuration option that's just above the login selection. When you click on this, it's pretty much self-explanatory. It's going to walk you through step by step. It's very simple, but here we'll do it together. The first thing you're going to do is click on Start, and then it's going to ask you to connect to the Wi-Fi adapter. If at any point in time during this process you run into an issue, you can manually go up to your phone or tablet's Wi-Fi settings and actually find the Intesis MAC address as a Wi-Fi network of its own. Simply click on that, so that way you're not bouncing back and forth between the Wi-Fi adapter and your regular home network. Sometimes what will happen if your device, like your phone or your tablet, is connected to your home Wi-Fi network, it will try to constantly reconnect. So when you go ahead and connect manually to the Intesis broadcast network that's coming from the Wi-Fi adapter, it's going to be important if your phone or your tablet gives you the option to stay connected. Click on Stay Connected so that your device will not bounce back to your home network. Now, once you get connected to that Wi-Fi, back in that app, it's going to walk you through step by step. You want to click on Automatic. That's telling the Wi-Fi adapter to automatically scan for local Wi-Fi networks. And then you're just simply going to select from the list of Wi-Fi networks, whichever one is yours. And at this point, you'll type in your password and you'll hit connect. Now, here's where the patience is really going to come into play, because it's going to take a few minutes to connect to the Wi-Fi network. It's going to blink green for a little while, and then it's going to blink a yellowish white color for a while, and then it's going to go out. And after it goes out, you're going to think it's done, but then all of a sudden, it's going to start blinking red. And as long as you typed everything in correctly and you've had no errors, it'll go back and forth. It'll go yellow, 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 blank, red, 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 blank, and then it will repeat yellow, 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 blank, red, 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 red. And eventually it'll just go out. As long as you did everything correctly, once the Wi-Fi adapter has successfully connected to your Wi-Fi network, it'll go completely blank. Most of the time, one of two things happens. Either you don't type in the network's ID and password correctly, or your network is not a dedicated 2.4 gigahertz network. Now, depending on which one of these two problems occurs for you, your lights will blink back and forth. So you'll get like a red, green, or you'll get like a yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red, just back and forth, continuously alternating. So if that does happen to you, just go back through the process and try again. And hopefully the second time you can get it correct. Now, once your Wi Fi adapter is connected to the Wi Fi network, now you're going to go back to the app and you're going to actually log in because now we need to add the Wi Fi adapter directly to your account in the app. So you log in with your username and your password. Once you're logged in, up in the top right corner, there's going to be a little settings, 3 bars, little line for settings. Click on settings. You're going to go down to devices. When you click on devices, it's going to give you a blank screen, but up in the corner, there's a plus sign. Click the plus sign now, and it's going to give you the option to add a new device. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go to the back of your Intesis Wi-Fi adapter. There's a super long 20-something digit code. You need to type that code in exactly. Now, I've been told that zeros and O's can be interchangeable. When I typed mine in, I used all O's. So go ahead and try. If you get an issue there, hopefully you won't. I have had issues with I's and L's. Other than that, though, you should be okay. So go ahead and get it typed in. As long as you type it in correct, then it will be added as a new device. Now, sometimes it can be a little confusing because once it's successfully been added, if you go back to your screen, you'll see that it just says new device. Sometimes people will click on that thinking, oh, I want to add a new device. It automatically by default adds the new Wi-Fi adapter as your new device, and it calls it new device. So you actually have to go in to the new device that's sitting on your page, and you have to change the name. So if you click in the top right corner, there will be an option to hit edit name or change name. And then you can just call it whatever you want. I called mine Man Cave because it's in my garage on my wall mount unit. Once you do this, go ahead and just back out of the settings, go back to the main screen, and you'll see that your unit there is now populated. And when you click on it, you can turn it on and off. You can change the set point. You can see the room temperature. This room temperature displayed is going to be based on that dip switch setting, so either return air or your thermostat temperature. And then you can change the fan speed. And if you have a ductless style indoor unit, you can change the louver position as well. So I hope you guys found this information helpful. I just wanted to put this video together here. It's a pretty short video. It's got a lot of information in a short period of time, but I've had a lot of people asking for this video. All in all, it should be a pretty quick setup process, 5 to 10 minutes at most, as long as you guys plan ahead, get your account created ahead of time, and get that 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi set up and ready to go. It should be a pretty streamlined process. You guys, if you enjoyed today's video, please click the like button below. It really helps out my channel. And if you have any questions or comments or ideas for future videos, please put them in the comments below. I read all of your comments, and I always do my best to respond as well. You guys, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. It's a small channel, but we're trying to grow. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching Inverter always. I hope you have an awesome day.